So I don't like wearing my hair down. So I have some beads to put on the end of my ponytail. I have some earrings, so I need some earrings. And I have some jewelry for my dreads, but I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet. I want to try the beads though. So what I wanted to talk about was earlier how I was feeling. I'm gonna go get some scissors. So I had made a post on here about this guy that I ran into earlier, and he was talking about how he go to school and he's staying on campus and he's going to school for radiology. The first thing I thought, I'm like, hold on, radiology, is that like the signaling, you know, around, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like cable signaling and stuff like that. And he said it's about it's that, but as well as foreign languages, like it has something to do with the language. I'm like, that don't sound like no daggone radiology to me. But that's what I thought it was. It was about the signals and the something waves. I forget exactly, but hold on. So that's what I thought it was. But oh yeah, so he was talking about it was in the branch of medicine hospital. Well, I think it was like, so it okay, so it's about being with the technologies of CT scans, X-rays, ultrasound, so machinery. Okay, so I was kind of on point a little bit, but I was thinking about like the waves and stuff, like the signaling of the I don't know how you explain it. I thought that's what it was, but when you think about radio, this is like a weird way to think about it. Okay, so when you think about radio and you think about the waves, like the signals and stuff like that. So when he said radiology, I just put it together. I'm like, So, but it kind of goes to, and it kind of makes sense because they're messing with the machinery and stuff like that. So it's more so in that area. So he'll be taking, going into the rooms and working with the machines, working with, ultrasounds, any type of scanning and stuff like that. That looked like something he would do. But I was thinking of radio waves. A moment of, yeah. I'm trying to look up exactly what I mean. Because I know what I'm talking about. It just ain't the same thing. So wave signaling. So it's still on, like, when you would, let's say you're a heart rate and you're looking at their heart rate on the machine. Like, I was thinking about that, but it was like kind of, so I didn't, like, when we was talking, it kind of didn't sound like I was completely off. So like electro waveforms, electro signaling, that's what I was thinking about. Magnetic waves. That's what I was talking about. And I'm like, hold on, so that's what you're going to school for. And then he starts talking about, no, not necessarily like frequencies and stuff like that. He was like, not necessarily that, but in the medical field, he'll be, but he had it didn't say anything about foreign languages or, but maybe that's like he's talking about, okay, so when you're like your first few months or something, you're in there, you got to learn the general things like general academics. So that goes into, language arts and stuff like that. You got to make sure you're fluent with your language. So when he was talking about, yeah, I'm learning different languages and this and that and the third, I'm like, okay, well, maybe you're taking those classes, but those classes is a part of everyone's, it's a part of everyone's major. You have to, learn sentences and, do all that extra stuff, kind of like composition. That's a part of everyone's major. So maybe he's telling me where he's at right now. But he said this is his third or fourth master's in radiology. And I'm like, wow. So yeah, he's taking radiology. And he was also talking about how there's certain classes, like when you go and you're doing like shots in people's arms and stuff like that. He was like, you don't have to go to school for that. They help you, they train you. You don't have to go to school, so you just go in there and like I just got blood work done, that type of thing, just to poke people in the arm and stuff like that. They train you, but you don't have to take a class for it. You don't have to go to school for it. I'm like, maybe he's throwing that out there because maybe, that's something I could do. Um, so yeah, he was just explaining to me. So he started talking about that, and then I was like, okay, nursing. And I looked at him, I'm like, you don't look like a person to be in the nursing field. But when I look at it now that I know exactly what it is, working with the tech, working with machinery and stuff, he do look like he would kind of do that. But then he said he was also interested in music, and he was also interested in, well, I guess his passion is music. Like he used to play, what did he say he used to play? The piano. So he was a pianist. And so then he went from that to saying he owned his own studios. But he said, I was like, so hold on. I was like, so you go to school for medical, but your talent is music. Your wife is a city away, a couple cities away, and where your studios are, I think he said, was in a whole other city as well, and you're here studying medical field. I'm like, so, but he also want to work with kids. Like he also want to do behavioral health. He want to work with behavioral health children, because he said, so the reason why he left the studio, like he still can be there, like, through Zoom, and his business is online, so he can still manage from afar. But he said he left because how he was like, how music is. Music is like nowadays it's all about drugs. It's all about um alcohol. Well, he said alcohol and drugs, but it's mostly about drugs and sex and this and that. I'm like, oh, so, and he was like, what happened to, he started naming all of these different artists, and he was like, what happened to this type of music? Like one of the ones he said was Temptation. So basically music that's kind of like Anita Baker, Temptation, stuff like that. Like that's the type of music he's into. So he was like, this type of music, what was, where did all of this go? Like where, why does it always have to be about sex, drugs, this, that, and the third? And he was like, the reason why he's not at his other two businesses, or, he didn't just stay there. Basically, it's not a financial thing. Because if it was a financial thing, then I was like, okay, so why would you come out here and do all this and chase other things when you're set right there? Like you got, your financial means, you got income coming in. Why not just, sit back and chill out? So he said that, well, he wanted to be in the studio, like working with his business, but the people that was coming into the studio was about sex, drugs, this, that, and the third. And that's not what he wanted to be around. So he wound up coming here. And he wound up coming here. Hold on. As an alien. Hold on. And he just said he was going to keep it going. So he was basically just going to keep going, and he basically was going to keep going, and pursue other careers, like keep it pushing. So that's why I was like, it's not something of, oh yeah, I just need financial stability. That the fact that you kept going after you already had like something you can lean on. Now, and then you got 4 master degrees and you're still going on. It's just like you are very something. It seemed like something is missing. Like he's not satisfied, you know. So I was like, so he's not from the States, and that's another thing. So he's waiting on his one of them cards. um, but yeah, so he's just like, he's 34 years old. He said his wife is 43. I was like, whoa, that's a big age difference. But he said his wife doesn't stay here, and I was like, why doesn't she stay with you? And he was like, well, because he's staying on campus, and she wouldn't be allowed to be on campus with him. And that's why I'm like, hold on, why not? If you a student and you got a family, I don't see why she wouldn't be allowed to stay with you on campus. So that's another thing I was thinking about as well. So I'm just like, so then I was like, okay, so if your passion is music, but you studying in the medical field, like what's leading you to medical? And then he was like, he said that he wanted to study in behavioral health. So that's what I was telling him. I'm like, the fact that you're in medicine, this can lead to a lot of things. You said you're studying different languages as well. So it's just like, once you get your degree, you can go all over the place. Like you can go translate for different people that need help, like needs translation when it comes to clients that struggle with fluency in the English language. You can be a translator. You can you said you want to do behavioral health, but and then that's the thing, like once you're in the medical field or you're working with internal medicine or anything, you can that can lead you to so many different outlets. So you have your degree here, but you don't have experience in behavioral health. But at the same time, it's like being in the same field will make it's more flexible. Like the fact that you have a degree and you have this master's, you can do anything with it. Um, so yeah, that just takes me back to when I wanted to be. I wanted to study. I wanted to be a clinical psychologist in the Navy. And I only chose the Navy because I like the water, and I wanted to be a professional volleyball player, but I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. So professional volleyball player and a clinical psychologist only because, if I wanted any type of career, it would be in behavioral health or some type of relation in medicine because I was taking, Adderall and stuff like that. So it's just like I can help people truly understand, or I can be a counselor, therapist, and help them. Um, but at the same time, I was only using the Navy so that I would be financially set while I take them courses. Something like how my sister is doing. She's financially set. She's in the Air Force, and she's doing, she's studying nursing and stuff like that. But that's not what I wanted to do. Like I want to go. Like you had to have some type of major. Like you had to know exactly what you want to do when you want to go into like those type of services. So me being in the Navy, I just picked something, clinical psychologist, because I can help, and then professional volleyball player, because I mean that would have been my career would have been professional volleyball player, and then clinical psychologist would be like a second career in there. So that's what I wanted to do, and I just started thinking. I'm just like, wow, that's the thing about the world. Like, we are very passionate individuals. We care a lot about what we want to do, and we have this desire inside of ourselves that we want to express ourselves, and we want to embrace who we truly are. But it's so much limits in this world. It's like, oh, you want to do this? Well, you have to go through this obstacle course just to do what you actually want to do or be who you truly want to be. It's not perfectly set out for you. You have to go through all of these different tunnels, down all of these different paths, just to do what you truly want to do. And they make it so long term to where you coming out of school, and let's say the whole time you in school you know exactly what you want to do, and now you got to go 4 more years, 5 more years, 6 more years just to get to what you actually want to do all the way down the line. All the way down, it's going to take so many years just to do what I want to do. It's like being right here. What you want to do is right there. Like, it's right there, but you got to do all this just to get to that, and it's right there. And it's just like, so when he was telling me about his daughter and stuff, I'm just like, because he said, his wife is an artist and he's a musician, and we was just talking about how gifted she's going to be. And she was like, I was just like, yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, like, you really don't have to try so hard. You have everything that you need. You have everything that you want. Well, basically, obviously not want, because you're still working, but you have everything you need. Like, why are you still pushing? You don't have to push at all. She's a teacher. Like, y'all good. Like, what are you looking for? That was my question all the time. Like, what the heck are you looking for? You have everything. And then that's when he started talking about his daughter, and I was just like, yeah, she's gifted, but at the same time, I was just thinking about the struggle. A lot of gifted people, it's rare for them to get anywhere. Gifted is just a person with strong passion, strong desire, um, and especially with their parents, they're artisans, so how that child's gonna come out. So it's just like, it's a hard world, and it's just like, if we can't really express or be who we truly want to be, it makes you sad. Like, it just makes you want to cry, because it's just like you bring in a life into this world that's on a struggle just to express yourself. They're just struggling for expression, and that's all this world is about. That's all life is about, is struggling for expression. But they put you through so many freaking, I want to say, wires, just like those waves, those frequencies. They put you through so many wires. By the end of it all, you skinned up, you hurt, and you're just like, I just wanted to express myself. That's all. I just want to express myself. And you come out broken. By the time you reach the destination, you're broken up and you're just exhausted, and you're just like, I'm here now, And I'm thinking about school in the back of my head. I'm thinking about, what are you waiting for? That's what I was thinking about for him. I'm like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? What are you looking for? What are you searching for? Why are you putting yourself through all of this? For what? You have stability. You have a family. You own two studios. It's like he's past the point of passion and desire. He doesn't care about passion or desire. It's like he put that in the back of his mind, and now he wants to help. Like, I don't understand. Like, he wants to go into behavioral health. He wants to do all of this behavioral health. He wants to go into medical. He's a musician. But the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, so you're a musician, but the fact that you're going through all of these loops, it's kind of like being a vibration. You know, you're going through all of these loops. A strong vibration at that. But now he got his child on his mind. But at the same time, y'all are set. You know, y'all are set. So I don't understand. I'm just kind of lost in the sauce. Like, hold on, what? You have enough. You have it. Like, there's people in a worse position, and it's not like he's complaining or anything. It's just like he's just not happy. He's not happy, and he's not satisfied. He's looking for something. That's what it is. He's just looking for something. Or maybe he's trying to get close to her, but the fact that he's from a different country, he has to go through so many loops just to get to her. And maybe this career thing or this school thing is just buying time, buying him time. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I was just so excited. I'm like, why am I so excited for him? Like, why am I inspired from him? And I feel more inspired than he is right now, being in that position. Like, I'm inspired for what? Like, when my inspiration, I just be wanting to do something like right then and there. Like, when I get inspired, I'm like, okay, like, not if he can do it type thing, I can do it, but more so of, I want to do it again. I want to try again, you know? Not because of him. It's like they awaken that part of me. They awaken that part of me. Like, I be sleep on it, and then it's just like, as soon as they start talking about school, this, that, and the third, I'm like, hold up. And it's like I wake up. Like, hold on, that's what I can do. We be doing right now. But then that's the thing about mental health, because I always have to put that. I always have, even though it's not the same time, because I went to school. I was at Herzing University, and I went for nursing. Not what I wanted to do, but I was just exploring, and I had went through postpartum, so I had post-traumatic stress disorder, and I was having episodes, and it's like something that's in my blood. It's like something that I can't run away from, regardless of the situation. So it's just like I can go to work, and then boom, all of a sudden, it's like I go through this mental exhaustion, and I'm just I don't know how to explain it. Just like I zone out of reality, and it affects my work, and I start feeling a certain way. It's like I turn into a whole different person, and I don't even be there long. Like, I would give it like 3 months, and I feel like now it's like even sooner than that. And I just like, I don't know. It's like everything just like, you know how you have episodes. Episodes is basically just like reflecting on the past. You go through. It's like you start thinking about an episode that you just watched on TV, but this is your life. So you're thinking about this episode that you just watched, and it's just like, you know, you're thinking about your past in different episodes, and it's weighing on you to where you can't really function. So that's what I go through, and that's what I was going through in school. It's like I started thinking too much. I started doing too much, and I started, you know, when you do too much, you start getting, you know, your mind takes in too much information at one time, and that's what happens to me. And once I reach that point, it's like now I'm on autopilot. I'm on autopilot, but my mind is not really taking it. It can't take in anything anymore. So it's just like I'm on autopilot, but at the same time, it's more of just like I need that rest. I need that rest, and if I don't get that rest, it's like that's what they said. It's like my mind relapses every time. So that's what I go through. If I don't like, and if I fight it, I'm putting myself in a very risky situation. So I was going through that in school, like 3 months into school, that started happening. And I couldn't do school anymore. But like I said, I was on different medication back then. So it's just like every time I try to do it again, it's like, okay, I'm not at that point in my life now. I can try it again. But it's just like every time I try it again, I'm in a different situation. Now I have to put my attention more so on here, because not only me battling mental health, but my son is also battling, you know, with mental as well because of his autism. So it's like I have to pick my battles, and I'm already in a battle with myself. So it's just like I have to be here for my son, and school would be a big interference. Like, it's like at any point I can drop out because I'm exhausted mentally, and then I have to be here on point physically, for my son. It's just like, it's a lot that I would have to take on, and it's a lot of exhaustion. So it's just like, you have to choose what you have to do, and it's hard to decide when you and this is who you are, nothing's going to change, and then you try to bring something else, put something else on top of that. It's just like, it gets really confusing. It's just like, it's something you have to make sacrifices. You can't be a part of this world the way you want to. You can't do everything everybody else can do, and it hurts me every time, because it's like, I want to do everything everyone else can do, and I feel like I have the potential to do everything that everybody else is doing. But do I? One minute I got it, one minute I don't. And that's what I have to think about. My mind relapses all the time. And I'm constantly on relapse. It's like playing a cassette tape and you flip that tape over. And then, you play on the other side and you flip that tape over. That's how my mind is. That's how my mind is. And that's why I was being treated for. That's why I was on Adderall, and they was treating me for that. And they said, he actually said, he was like, you're going to be on Adderall for the rest of your life, because this is what you're going through. This is this is you. Like, this is something you're not going to be able to fight. And they took me off of that Adderall, and now I've been fighting alone on my own. And, maybe most likely that was a mistake on his end, because he wasn't supposed to take me off Adderall. My psychologist told him she's going to be on this medicine for the rest of her life. As soon as I had left child guidance, because you can only be there till like you're 21. And then you have to go to a regular doctor, because now you're an adult. So I went to another doctor, and he took me off of the medicine. And now, I think he made a mistake. But I'll get some rubber bands. Okay, so the little ponytail. I ain't gonna say the little ponytail, but I used to have a bead threader, but I think I tossed it. So this is how I'm going to have to thread these beads, just like this. It can take forever to pull up. Can I pull that through? All right, y'all, hold up. My thumb hurt so bad, like my thumb is cramping. So these ones are yellow. These ones are red. Can't really see in this light. Camouflages the colors to make them look the same. Like, that hole ain't even actually all the way clear. It's already hard getting these beads in there, making it more complicated. Oh, my thumb hurt. That's easy.